Zach has that full look at your forecast coming up after the break.
More live and local programming than anyone else in the Ohio Valley. The Watchdog returns in moments.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them, just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker Darnell Foster with a look at your local weather forecast for your Monday. Clouds breaking for sunshine through the afternoon, breezy, a high near 56. Overnight low of 40 degrees under mainly clear skies. You'll see mostly sunny skies for your Tuesday with highs in the low 70s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, The Watchdog.
Monday, so good to me. Monday morning, it was all I hoped it would be. Oh, Monday morning, couldn't guarantee. And Monday evening, you would still be here with me. Monday, can't trust that day. Monday, sometimes it just turns out that way. Oh, Monday morning, you gave me no warning of what was to be.
And it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, Monday, March 29th. Just a couple of days left before it's April 1st. How many days are left? 3 days this week, Lola? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, Thursday is the first.
Yeah, okay. I think Thursday, Danny, my middle son, will make it official that he's officially engaged because April 1st, 10 years ago, he met his future wife, I guess. All right? He accidentally let it out of the bag when I saw the ring on his hand. I said, "What is that?" He said, "We know I'm engaged." I said, "Oh, yeah, okay. Am I the last to know?" Well, whatever. But 10 years. So, pretty good feeling out for both of them. Both young, both energetic, and I wish them well. And that's that. Lola, from 5 o'clock Friday to 11 o'clock Sunday, was the worst days of my life. I'm leaving the movie theater. By the way, nobody, I love it. I lost the body count at 90. There's so many dead bodies. And it was about a guy that kind of like was a wussy type of guy. He got beat up and never retaliated. Then he just had enough. And he just went absolutely berserk. So I'm walking out feeling good. I get a phone call. It was from, I'll say, Miss Smith. "Bill, I don't know where you are, but you better sit down. Mom died." Mom was Joanne Blank, one of my good friends in college, and she lived in Pittsburgh, and I've been feeling guilty because she lives like 30 miles from me, and I saw her twice in, 12 years? And I'm there, oh, no. Well, she had been real sick, tumor after tumor, and, all kinds of therapy that didn't work, radiation, chemo. She would take care of one thing, and then there was a problem. I mean, she just suffered a lot. The thing is, she passed away Monday, and her daughter tells me on Friday? They didn't want to say anything because they're not going to have any ceremonies because all the relatives live out in the West Coast in LA and San Diego. All right. And then I find out Saturday afternoon, a friend of mine who I worked at a radio station in Pittsburgh was having dinner at top of the mountain in Pittsburgh, Mount Washington, and just fell over. Boom. Healthy guy. I'll use Mr. Smith. This guy was a freak. He watched everything he put in his mouth. You know, he started to eat a lot of vegetables and fruits because he had what was called a minor stroke and heart attack. I don't know what a minor heart attack is, whatever. 59 years old. I'm figuring, oh boy, this is awful. This is really awful. And Saturday night late, I get a phone call from Boston. A gal I worked with, she was a producer at our radio station, and I hired her, paid her a couple bucks a week, because, you know, college students don't make very much, and I had a 2-hour show. I needed somebody who was smart. She was smarter than a lot of guys that played sports. Okay? And then she hired me when she got a job at the Boston Globe to answer the phones on Friday. So, you know, we did each other a favor. She passed away. Lowell, I can't handle it anymore, answering the phone.
Then don't answer it. This is, I'm sorry for all the loss you had this weekend.
3 in 72 hours. I mean, that's crazy, man. Whatever. So, you know, I've been walking around in a daze, and I headed out today, right? Where did I head out to? Pittsburgh. I don't have to go to Pittsburgh until Wednesday. I get about 15 miles, and I said, what am I doing? So I turned around, came around, and here I am. I'm on my 4th cup of coffee, and I just keep shaking my head. But, you know, once I put these headsets on and get the microphone on, I'm ready to rock and roll because my job is to be your messenger, and I got a message for you. Legend will be on just a few minutes to talk about the odds for tonight's game. I told DJ Abasella, you got 5 to 7 minutes, okay, and I have an assignment for you. I don't want to hear a few words about this hockey team, but we have to get an update. 1:10, there was some Steeler movement over the weekend. Ray Fittipaldo will be on, and the good Reverend Cummings called me, and he said, you know what, I'm doing this big thing for Easter, okay? Do you have any time this week? Well, Thursday and Friday, I'm real busy. Tomorrow, I'm a little bit busy. And I said, you know what? I have some time at 1:35 Monday. It's, you know, kind of a late notice. He said, I'll be there. All right? Anytime the Reverend needs help to help the community, the watchdog is always there. Okay? Well, we have a few minutes before we hear from the legend. Penguins back in action tonight. They host the Islanders. If they win, I think they'll be in first place. Pittsburgh 22-11-2, third in the East, will face 22-9-40. That's not right, DeFabio. 22-9-4. That's the Islanders. They're in second place in the East. Sid Crosby, his name is already up there for MVP. 14 goals. He leads the way for the Pens. 25 assists. In case you're keeping score in their last 10 games, the Penguins are 7-2-1. Well, March Madness continued Sunday. I wasn't in the mood to watch basketball. I didn't miss anything. 3 of the 4 games were not very good. Gonzaga won easily. Michigan won pretty easily. Southern Cal won pretty easily. The best game was Sunday in overtime. UCLA, an 11 seed, beat 2 seed Alabama 88-78. In sunny Florida, the Pirates beat the Baltimore Orioles again 2-1. Biff, are you ready? They've won 6 out of 7 from Baltimore. Oh, you're not in there. This afternoon, the Pirates at 13-13 will play Minnesota. Okay? As I mentioned, we got the legend talking about odds. I wonder if he picked UCLA. I bet he did. Tonight it's USC and Gonzaga. And, no, that's Tuesday. I'm sorry. Well, I'll tell you Tuesday. USC and Gonzaga. And the second game is UCLA and Michigan. Boy, if Michigan and Gonzaga would win, would that be a great half of a Final Four? Whoa. That'll make Lola nervous. She'll be drinking a lot of beer that night. Tonight it's Oregon State, a number 12 seed against number 2, Houston. And this is a pretty good matchup. Arkansas, number 3, and number 1 seed, Baylor. What will I be watching tonight? You know, I'm a big UConn fan. I remember when they were awful, and I still liked them because I like Coach Gino. Baylor, number 2, versus number 1, UConn. That should be a final championship matchup. And the other game is number 4, Indiana, and number 3, Arizona. UConn, if they lose, I'm sure the girls will be shown crying, but they're almost all freshmen. Top prospects. And UConn, I think I mentioned it Friday, got the number 1 and number 3 high school All-Americans coming to UConn. Why? If you're good, you want to go to UConn? Because they win all the time, and they got a great coach. What is there to do at UConn? Been there, done it. Reminds me of Penn State. Nothing but grass, pastures, and cows. But if you're a good basketball player, men's and women's, you go there to play hoops because you have a chance to win a national title, and Gino's won 10 of them. Yeah, I think I'd like to play for Gino. I'd also like to play for the gal out Stanford. She's been a winner for a number of years. But I don't know if I want to go to the West Coast. I don't know. I've been to Stanford for a Super Bowl. It's a nice campus. I'll stick to the East. Lola, I think Michigan's going to the championship game
I think they
because
are
I think
too.
they can beat Gonzaga. Gonzaga's really not deep after the first 6. Michigan's very physical.
And very deep.
Very deep. Yep. She knows her Michigan basketball.
That was a good game yesterday.
Yeah. But, and here I was one of many who said the Pac-10 sucks. Look how many teams made it to Sweet 16. It's like one of the announcers say, it's not what you do in December, January, February, it's what you do in the postseason. That's why
right.
they call it March.
It's all preseason until the postseason.
Yep. Same with hockey, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, my Red Wings looked good this weekend.
Yeah. They win a couple?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a young team. They're only going to get better. Same with your Tigers. Same with your Pistons. All right, let's take a break and we'll hear the odds for tonight's game. 2 of them, pretty good ones. Wouldn't it be something if Oregon State upset number 2, Houston? We don't want Arkansas to beat Baylor, do we? No. All right, we'll be back with the legend right after this.
I'm Big Rick, host of Real Big Talk, weekday afternoons on the Watchdog. This show is about the now in our world. Breaking stories, local, statewide, national, and around the world discussed right here on the Watchdog. Join me, Lola, and other folks from the Valley as we discuss news as it happens. What is Real Big Talk? Well, it's an honest conversation that you can be a part of no matter which way you lean. Real Big Talk, weekdays on the Watchdog.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners. Rayland, the Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Rayland trusts the Watchdog.
Oh, there's something so real about living local, and I know without a doubt I'm not alone. And I love living local. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Say I love living local. WTRF is working for me. The Ohio Valley is where I love to be.
My little girl hurt her foot and needed a doctor fast, but her physician wasn't available, and I wanted her seen as soon as possible. Then I remembered the Wheeling Hospital Urgent Care, right in downtown Wheeling at the Stone Center on Market Plaza. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, the center is ideal if you have a sudden sickness or injury. The doctors and nurses were great, and they also provided x-rays, a pharmacy, and lab draw station. No appointments needed, and convenient parking is nearby. Wheeling Hospital Urgent Care. They'll take good care of you.
Settle down where pretty girls are. Well, you know that I'm around. I kiss them and I love them, cause to me they're all the same. I hug them and I squeeze them, they don't even know my name. They call me the Wanderer, yeah, the Wanderer. I roam around.
And while we have a few minutes till the bottom of the hour, I'm giving the legend a few minutes to go over tonight's games. Raise your right hand, Bobby.
Well,
is it up? Is your right hand up, Bobby?
My right hand is up.
Did you have UCLA winning?
Yes, I did.
All right, I believe you. Okay. I had to make sure, because when I saw that, I goes, I just got a feeling the legend got the Bruins. You know? Nice to see those 11 seeds beating the number 2 seeds. Although I liked Alabama, but I didn't want them to win, because I didn't want them to win a national championship to go along with their football national championship. In the fall, I get tired of hearing about Alabama and Coach Saban, who's the greatest thing since sliced bread. All right, so you picked them to win. It was a good game. But what do you think about tonight's 4 teams, 2 game matchup?
Well, you got Oregon State and you got Houston. Oregon State has the last 9 games are 8-1. They beat 3 ranked teams. If they could get to the foul line, they have a shot here. But in the last 3 matchups Houston has played, they've only given up 54 points. So with that in mind, with tonight's game, the total points is 129. I'm going to give a little underplay. I like this game to be a slow game up and down the court.
Okay, and you like Houston, or do you like Oregon State in an upset?
I kind of like Houston. Houston with their defense, but as I said, I think it'll be a slow-moving game. I like the under in the total.
Great matchup at 9:57. Arkansas 25-6 against Baylor 25-2. The Razorbacks are 3 seed. Baylor number 1.
I'm not going to let my guard down. You know, with all listeners through the year, Arkansas has been one of my teams. I picked them to go to the Final Four. Young and old here. You have the senior leadership in Baylor, and you got the young team in Arkansas. I like the over this game. 149 is the total points.
149.
I like a fast, quick-moving game with both teams going up and down the court. I like the over.
Okay, all right. And I text you, I want you to talk about one of my favorite teams. It's the best girls team in the last, 15 years as far as winning championships. It's a great matchup. This should be a championship game. Number 2, Baylor, and number 1, UConn. UConn with all those freshmen. Do they have a chance against an experienced Baylor team?
As we mentioned through the weeks, that UConn team is a machine. They're, probably the greatest coach through the years. They don't have any more. Baylor doesn't have any more slam dunkers on their team. Remember, they had 6'7"?
Yeah.
Who was dunking a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think she was 6'10". Yeah, she was amazing. But they double teamed her, and I don't think Baylor made the adjustment. So, but yeah, they're always good. They're well coached. But this should be a championship game. But who knows? There's still Stanford out there, North Carolina State, and I think South Carolina. So, but UConn, like I mentioned to open the show, if UConn loses, the girls will cry for about 5 minutes. But when they get on the bus to go home or whatever to the airport, they know they'll all come back again because most of them will just be sophomores. So, and they have a great coach. It should be. I hope it's a great game. And I don't really want Baylor to win. Baylor wins, the men's Baylor wins, you're going to have something that hasn't been done in 5 years. The girls, the women's, and the men's basketball team winning national championships. We can't allow that. Because UConn did it about 6 years ago, remember?
Yeah, they had a kid that plays for the Celtics now, the guard.
Yeah.
That brought them to the promised land. The last team who beat them was Mississippi State.
That's right. They were loaded. They were loaded. Experienced coach, too. Yeah. And the other game, which is a late game, I'm glad because I don't think I'll watch it. Number 4, Indiana versus number 3, Arizona. So, that is that. Are you ready for baseball Thursday?
35 degrees.
In Chicago?
Time high.
In Chicago?
In Chicago.
Okay. Now, earlier, what were your odds of the Pirates winning a World Series?
100-1.
Okay. What'd you have for Lola's Detroit Tigers? 2,000-1?
Yeah.
Just joking. She didn't hear that. Don't worry about it.
How about her basketball team?
Oh, Michigan. Oh, yeah. They'll be playing what, tomorrow? When will they play? Yeah, tomorrow.
They play my Bruins. They play the Chauffeur boys.
Okay. Well, if your Bruins beat Michigan, Lola's coming to see you.
No more Lily commercial. You gotta get Charles back on TV.
All right. Hey, we'll check in with you tomorrow for a couple of minutes to talk about tomorrow's games, but a lot of interesting matchups, men's and women's, especially that women's game, number 1 versus number 2. So I thank you. Enjoy the weather. It's 42 degrees or whatever. And in case I forget tomorrow, Wednesday is your birthday. So happy birthday from the Watchdog team. And I know you'll be celebrating number 86, right?
Nice try there. Thank you very much.
You'll be 63, right?
Correct.
Weren't you 63 when you called me on the big stick 40 years ago?
40 years ago.
How about this? There's hardly anybody left at the big stick that I worked with. They're all, buried or whatever. Time flies, man. Time flies by. You be safe, my friend, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yep. I figured, I said, I bet that turkey took UCLA. And I don't blame him, too. UCLA, USC, Oregon State. I mean, these teams really, Pac-12 was so awful this year. Awful. Of course, we don't get to see a whole lot of USC and UCLA play, or Oregon State, right? I don't. I'm just trying to keep track of the Big 12, the Big 10, and the awful ACC. It's been a down year for the ACC. Everybody stinks. Well, Florida State was okay. Was it good not to see Duke or North Carolina in there? You betcha. Because I got to see a lot of teams that I didn't even know had some stars on it. All right? Wasn't it enjoyable, Lola, not to see a Duke or North Carolina in it?
Yeah. You get tired of the same old ones.
Yeah. But the Pac-12? Yeah. But it's like Lola and I talked about earlier, it means nothing what you do in December, January, and February, or early March. You just got to play your best, save your best. Now, a couple of teams like Villanova, I'm going to talk about in our segment with our Steeler guy. He might be coming back to the Steelers, by the way. But, Villanova, they lost their stud second-team All-American. Would it have made a difference over the weekend? I don't know. So that happens. Star players get hurt. You have to make adjustments. What did Bill Belichick say? No. Chuck Noll, I think, said it in 1970s. When somebody asked him, John Clayton, about injuries to a couple star players, and he said, it's next man up. It's a job opportunity, okay? Yeah, that is that. Some football news made over the weekend with the Steelers. A surprise may be coming. Well, we already had one surprise with Alalulu, or whatever, how to pronounce his name. Alalulu, I got that right, I think. But the Ranger may be coming back because nobody else wants him. There's so many free agents for the Steelers. They're testing the market, and they don't even get a phone call. Maybe I got to call James Conner. I said, would you like to work for the Watchdog team? Like the other teams, we don't want to pay you very much, okay? Yeah, he wants to get into broadcasting someday, but he wants to play football. And there are a lot of players, I think they're going to be coming back and calling Art Rooney. Mr. Rooney, I miss the black and gold uniform. Well, we only got so much to pay, young man. I'm coming back, all right? Got to make a deal. This is the year to make a deal. Make a small deal, have a great year, and then next year when you're a free agent, you can call the shots. That's the way it works. And keep remembering, they're just a piece of meat in the National Football League. I forgot to mention something. What was it? What happened over the weekend? Oh, the team that clobbered West Liberty won the championship. They clobbered the team that they played in the finals. Now some more bad news for West Liberty. With the exception of two starters, Northwest, whatever that called, Missouri, they're bringing back everybody, including two All-Americans. So they'll be good for a while. But West Liberty will be good for a while, too, all right? They could meet again next year, all right? But that's next year. Right now, I'm concerned about the bottom of the hour. DJ Abasella, I think I gave him 6 minutes to talk. Keep it short. What can you say about a team that's bad, right? Maybe wait till next year? I don't know. DJ will be with us to tell us about another rough weekend for the Nailers, who, in my opinion, should play the Buffalo Sabres in an exhibition game at West Banco. I would buy a ticket. Would you go with me if I bought a ticket, Lola, to see the Sabres and the Nailers?
Yeah.
One of the two teams got to win, unless they just keep on playing and have a shootout. I know I'm bad, but I can be bad. Lola's bad, too, but a lot of times she's good, and that's why we like working together, especially on March 29th, 2021. We'll be right back.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. West Virginia towns, cities, and counties are going to be getting more sizable chunks of money from the federal government. That money part of the American Rescue Plan, aiming to help cover the losses and shortfalls from the pandemic. But that money in most cases also has very strict rules on how it can be spent. State Auditor J.B. McCuskey and his staff plan to set up workshops around the state to help with those rules.
We've actually created a new team of people that are working directly with Senator Manchin's folks to make sure that all of the changes in the law are updated to our decision makers at the city and county level at real time.
West Virginia will get about $1.25 billion, and municipal government's about $677 million. The mayor of Lewisburg says she thinks her Greenbrier County city has a lot to offer those who want to keep working remotely post-pandemic.
Lewisburg will get help with recruiting those remote workers through West Virginia University's new Brad and Alice Smith Outdoor Economic Development Collaborative. Brad Smith, an Intuit executive, is a Wayne County native. He and his wife donated $25 million to try to bring new workers to start into Lewisburg, Shepherdstown, and Morgantown. A great idea, says Lewisburg Mayor Beverly White.
I think West Virginia is very well positioned for remote workers to come.
The focus for this remote worker recruitment program is on the Mountain State's outdoor offerings with a nod to innovation. I'm Shauna Johnson, WV, MetroNews.com.
And you're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Hundreds were vaccinated in a drive-through clinic in the parking lot of Toyota's Putnam County plant on Sunday. Toyota offering that one-day clinic to its employees in partnership with the state of West Virginia. Last week, Governor Jim Justice announced those partnerships with several large employers across the state. The workers and their families who wanted it got a dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, meaning they only needed one shot. It's the first Toyota plant in the world to offer such vaccinations. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them, just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-362-2000, 362-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. I'm a private real estate investor who can solve your real estate problems fast for cash. Do you want to sell and just be done with it? Okay, great. I buy vacant properties, boarded up houses, pre-foreclosures, and inherited properties. I also buy apartment buildings, rental portfolios, divorce homes. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. I look forward to solving your real estate problems today. Give me a call for an all-cash offer at 614-362-2000, 614-362-2000.
Oh, there's something so real about living local, and I know without a doubt I'm not alone. And I'm loving living local. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Say I'm loving living local. WTRF is working for me. The Ohio Valley is where I love to be.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
Hello, it's Howard Monroe. Coming up tomorrow on the Watchdog Morning Show, we'll be talking about COVID and coal and continuing coverage of the legislature in West Virginia, including the latest on the tax reform bills. Our D.C. reporter, Tom Squidieri, is in to bring us up to speed on all that's happening in the nation's capital. And we'll talk about delivery services for food, and are they helping small restaurants or have they become a burden? Lots more coming up tomorrow and every weekday. We begin at 7 o'clock right here.
It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Whatever you want me's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Whatever you want me's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Whatever you want me's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Oh man, anytime that you want, man, anytime that you want, man, and I think that you might. You know how I love you, believe me, how I love you, believe me. If you want me, it's alright. You want me, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
I'll tell you what's not all right. The Nailers. What do you think of that, DJ?
What's going on, Bill?
Well, you know, I'm giving you a few minutes to talk about the team. I don't want to hear the word potential or we're getting better. Other than that, another bad weekend, right?
Very frustrating, yeah. We talked on Thursday after the big 6-2 win in Florida, and your expectation was pretty realistic of going in on Friday, Saturday, and trying to get a split out of those two games against the Blades. Granted, they're a good team, but still, 1 out of 2 shouldn't be the end of the world. Hard to do. Friday was a 2-2 game going into the third period. They got a power play goal to go 3-2. We had a great chance to tie it with a 5-on-3. But the power play bit us in the rear end, and we gave up one right after that, and that pretty much deflated that game right there at 4-2. And then on Saturday, again, 2-2 going into the third period, and Florida gets one right after a power play to go up 3-2. We throw everything at the kitchen sink, 20 shots on goal in the third period. We only get one. They had already scored another one since then, so they come away with 4-3 and then empty net for 5-3. So, man, you're playing a team in Florida who you see, like you and I have talked about this year, good teams find ways to win. And you have a team like Florida who's at the top of the division with now 29 wins, and you see why, because both games going into the third period, and they found ways to win the third period both times, and ultimately because of that, they won the game.
Yeah, well, I know it's frustrating for me to report on the team, find something positive. You know, I'm a positive guy, but this is almost to the level of ridiculous. By the way, I'm bringing some friends in from Pittsburgh for next weekend, okay?
Perfect. That'll be good. Good time. South Carolina's in next weekend.
Yeah, they've never been to a Nailers game. Never been to West Banco.
Hey, all right.
So, you know, you got, how many games you have next weekend? 2?
4. We have a Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend.
4 games?
All at home.
I'm not going to ask for 8 points. Can you give me 4 points?
That'd be cool. And then this weekend we have a home game on Thursday against Jacksonville. First time we see them this year. And then we go on the road to Indy and Fort Wayne on Friday and Saturday. So
Indianapolis and Fort Wayne?
Yep.
Oh boy, there'll be some fights.
Oh boy, yeah.
You should make that trip.
I know, seriously. Unfortunately, our boy Hunt got hurt on Wednesday in a fight, so he's out for a while, but we'll have to either go with Brad or Marino to get the job done in that department.
Yeah. Well, we needed you in there.
Whew, man.
Do you tell the opposing announcer what I tell the opposing announcer with the Wild Things? If there's a fight, me and you go at it.
Yeah, pretty much. When we're in the building, we usually look at each other depending on what's going on.
Yeah, you're just happy you're not fighting, right, on the ice.
Right.
This has been so crazy, you know, so crazy.
Yeah.
The only thing worse than a Nailer fan with their frustration is a Buffalo Sabre fan with all the frustrations they're going through. You know, that's a pretty good organization. You agree? The Sabres.
Yes and no. I think the Pagulas are too reactionary.
That's true.
And they don't tend to kind of ride the wave a little bit and kind of go with the ups and downs. They try and, slam the panic button a little bit too quickly. But they're a historic organization that's been around for a while. I think there's definitely, some frustration there this year, especially because they went out and spent all that money to bring Taylor Hall in, and now it's pretty much looking like he's going to be a trade deadline deal, one and done, see you later.
Yeah. Would he look good, or would he help the Penguins? New faces?
Yeah, but can you fit him into the salary cap?
Well, yeah, he's not going to say, well, I'll play for nothing if I can play with Sid, No, that doesn't work that way.
Well, the biggest issue for Buffalo, too, this year is that their number one goalie went down, who, believe it or not, still has a .500 record right now.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, he has 5 of their 6 wins. Allmark's 5-5-2. Johansson never won one. Carter Hutton's been a train wreck.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Tokarski's literally a fill-in, so...
I'm trying to look at the NHL standings. Does the Buffalo have the worst record of anybody?
Oh, yeah. They're on a 17-game winless streak right now.
All right. Do you know from the top of your head what the record is?
No. I want to say it's close to 30, but I don't know off the top of my head. They've got Phillies the next 2, and Phillies as vulnerable as they come.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with that team. They got a lot of talent. And Hart. They're booing Hart already.
Oh, my gosh.
Of course, they booed Santa Claus years ago.
Well, Hart's got a goals against over 4. I think I'd boo him, too.
Oh, boy. We should put you in the nets.
Crazy.
Oh,
but
my
Buffalo
goodness.
also has New Jersey coming up, who they have 3 of their 6 wins against, yet Boston has still not scored a 5-on-5 goal against the Devils this year.
Yeah. Didn't Boston just lose over the weekend?
1-0.
Yeah. With all that talent.
Again.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. Yeah,
I think New Jersey shut them out 3 times, and the other time that they didn't, Boston got a power play goal. I think they have 1 goal against New Jersey all year.
And I think Boston's won more games on the road than at home. And guess who they play at home on Tuesday?
I'm trying to think. I know Pittsburgh's Thursday and Saturday.
New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, they got New Jersey because everything's in a series. That's right.
Well, the Penguins are probably hopeful that New Jersey wins, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because they're playing for positioning.
Yeah, Pittsburgh has 46 points. Oh, Boston only has 39. If the Penguins win tonight, they'll be tied with the Islanders for second place, and Washington's been red hot. Ovechkin's been the hottest player in the league for like the last 12 days. You really think he has a chance to catch the great one, Wayne Gretzky?
Might take a little bit of work, but it could get very, very close. I'll tell you, this Islander series is fascinating because the Islander people were all crying and moaning over the weekend of, oh, we don't get the respect as a contender. And, people are like, okay, well, 11 of your 22 wins are Buffalo and New Jersey. And then they go into Pittsburgh the other night and their kid prospect Sorokin gets rocked for 3 and yanked right away. So it's like, well, that chance to earn respect as a contender may have just shot you in the foot, even though they do play extremely well against Boston.
Yeah. Hey, how about Lola's Detroit Red Wings? They win Saturday, and they win Sunday.
They're just ruining themselves out of the lottery, though.
Yeah, that's the downside. But they made Lola smile, and I think she's probably had a few brewskis with each win, but that's okay. Yeah, they can only get better, but you're right about the draft. Okay. We'll check in with you later in the week.
Sounds good.
Thank you for not mentioning we're getting better. We have the potential.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Oh, same old, same old. I can say that, though.
Hey, what do you think of 3 Minnesota teams and a Massachusetts team going to the Frozen Four in Pittsburgh?
Wow. Is BU or BC one of them?
No, it's UMass.
Oh, my goodness. I knew they were good, but wow. And that's in Pittsburgh, right? When is that, the Frozen Four?
That's next weekend.
Wow, that'll be great.
Next Thursday, next Saturday.
Yeah. Who are the 4 teams, you know?
They're UMass, Minnesota State Mankato, Minnesota Duluth, and St. Cloud State.
Yeah. Where's St. Cloud?
Up there in Minnesota.
We got 3 Minnesota teams?
We got 3 Minnesota teams and a Massachusetts team.
Unbelievable. Well, what else are you going to do in Minnesota other than play hockey, right?
That's right.
All right. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for the update on the Frozen Four in the Berg.
That's right. No problem.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey, bye.
Okay. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 3 of those 4 teams are in Minnesota. Yeah. Well, that Duluth or whatever, they've always been good. Yeah. I thought a BU or a BC was going to be in it, but hey, those teams were great for many, many years. It's time to let somebody else be good from New England. UMass, the basketball home at one time for the Dr. Julius Irving, and we'll be right back right after this on the Variety Show.
Let your voice be heard. This is Big Rick, your host of Real Big Talk, weekdays from 2 to 5 on the Watchdog. Just because my name is on the show, that doesn't mean that this show doesn't belong to you too. Lola and I can drive the bus, but you can jump on and join in. Breaking stories, local, statewide, national, and around the world discussed right here on the Watchdog. 304-214-1600. Real Big Talk with me, Big Rick. Weekdays from 2 to 5 on the Watchdog.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
April 1st, a day for pranks, jokes, and of course, a Nailers hockey game. And Easter egg hunt for kids and adults. Find all the eggs for a chance to win merchandise, gift cards, and a golden egg with 10 free tickets for the West Virginia Lottery Powerball Suite. Sponsored by Generations, Healthy Vibes for You, and Tito Sloppy Dogs. Get tickets for the April 1st Nailers Easter egg hunt at West Banco Arena. Game time 7:10. Call 304-234-GOAL or visit WheelingNailers.com. This is Nail City.
Follow us on Facebook for the latest news, show updates, podcasts, alerts, and live video streams from the Valley's only network dedicated to local, community-driven talk radio, The Watchdog.
Remember the guy and the gal in Animal House? You know, with the devil, and the angel? That was the music in the background. I just realized what I did, Lola. We had Adam Faith, It's All Right. We have this theme from A Summer Place with Percy Faith. Coming up as Tears Go By with Marianne Faithfull. Well, I guess you got to have faith on the variety show. You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't plan that. All right. That was probably one of the few instrumentals I enjoyed as Little Billy, Well, then after that it was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which I played all the time. I think I had to buy 2 45s. Then I bought the album, okay? But yeah, that's that. Marianne Faithfull, Percy Faith, Adam Faith. And coming up later this week, we have the new manager of the Wild Things, Faith. So I'll have Faith and Faith. Oh, that was awful. I just got a call from Deshaun Butler. He was supposed to talk about March Madness, and I wanted to remind him, because he was there on this date in 2007. He was playing for the West Virginia Mountaineers back in 2007 on this date, and he was in New York's Madison Square Garden. Those Mountaineers beat Clemson for their first ever NIT title in 65 years. Frank Young scored 24 points, including 6 three-pointers, and Deshaun Butler added 20 points as the Mountaineers beat Clemson 78-73. And of course, Butler and West Virginia, no strangers to Madison Square Garden, because both combined won a Big East championship when it was played in Madison Square Garden. So I guess Mr. Butler has an NIT championship ring and a Big East championship ring. Oh, I missed the Big East. Oh, can you imagine Syracuse, West Virginia, Pitt, all playing each other again, twice each, Those were good days. Now they're all separated. Well, Pitt and Syracuse plays in the ACC. West Virginia, that should be in the ACC, they're not, but whatever. I remember those good old days of hoops, man. Some great players from West Virginia, many great players from Syracuse, and quite a few good players from Pitt, all wrapped into one called the Big East, which is now history as far as men's basketball is concerned. I mean, it's not the same. When you look at the teams, you're wondering, okay. All right. Lola, I can't spell it, but I'm an entrepreneur. You want to hear about my next idea?
Sure.
If you want in on it, you can buy stock. You ready?
Sure.
Baked, chocolate-covered cicadas. What do you think?
Be my guest. I don't want in on it, but you can.
I bet there'd be some suckers. I bet there'd be some people interested. I wonder what they would taste like. Now, do they have red balls, blue balls? I mean, like, their eyeballs?
Their
Or
eyeballs are red.
Red. Are they red? Okay. Those babies look awful. They're scary. But I still went out and bought a lot of nets. I'm going to try it. Cook them, pour chocolate cups, see what they taste like. If you don't hear me the day after, means I died. What happened to Bill DeFabio? He died eating a cicada. Boy, they're nasty. Are we supposed to get a lot of them, or is this parts of the United States? Do you know?
I don't know. It seems to me we had our little roundabout with them, I don't know, a few years ago. But I really didn't think we were in line for this latest outbreak. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we have them every year. There's some.
Yeah.
That's what makes the noise in August.
I was, it's every 17 years when we get the big batch or something?
Yeah, that's it. Well, there's 13-year, there's 17-year. I don't know. First time I ever saw them like that, we were coming through Nashville, and we were in the E-way, in the ditch, the expressway. And I see these swirling black mass on the ground, like how snow will swirl when you drive through it. I'm thinking, this is a dirty town. Look at how dirty this road is. So we went to Grand Ole Opry Hotel.
Oh, boy, but that was
And we get out of the car, and it's just like they're everywhere. And we're freaking out, and the girl working the parking lot, she goes, oh, yeah, these are just cicadas. They come, and they won't hurt you. And I'm thinking, oh, man, my legs are bare, and this is just nasty, nasty. And we get home, and we get them here a couple years later. It's like, oh, gosh. We don't have them in Michigan. I don't ever remember that happening in Michigan. But that's...
Here's my cicada story. I might wear my Cicada Wild Things jersey tomorrow. Yeah, it's a nice jersey. Green with the logo, a cicada smiling. I helped, and that was one of the worst things I ever did because he asked me if I would help. I helped Antonio Brown with his Steelers softball tournament to raise money. He was, of course, late, as usual, with something that he's supposed to be a part of. And the cicadas were crazy at Wild Things Field. I was watching in the press box with binoculars. No cicadas had come in the press box window because it was closed. These grown-up men like Ramon Foster, Marquise Pouncey, grown men like, trying to knock them off their chest and everything. Grown men, Yeah, they're not going to harm you. And they wanted to cancel the game because of the cicadas. And Antonio Brown, called me on his cell phone and said, we got to cancel the game. There's too many bugs here. And I said, AB, it's the second inning. We can call it after 5. But remember, 130 people paid like $100 each to get autographs after the game at home plate. This could be a media nightmare for you guys. Oh, okay. So we called the game at 4 innings. But just to watch them roll up, they were going, is that my
they're
Facebook?
nasty. They're, God,
Yeah, I know. They're ugly, too. They're really ugly. Ugh, whatever. We can't stop them because there's so many of them, What are they? Do they infest trees and stuff? Because most of my trees are gone.
In the ground.
Yeah, okay.
Around, like, the roots of a tree.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they come out from under. So if you have a lot of trees, theoretically, you could have a lot of... That's why here at Heritage Port, there's very few trees.
Oh,
so they were never really that bad, because there was a couple of events that Linda and I went, oh, man, no, we're not. But they weren't bad.
No.
But if you live by woods, that's a different story.
Yeah. We used to have a lot of big trees. It costs a lot of money to tear them down and whatever, but there's a lot of trees in East Washington, so be the happy home of cicadas. Whatever. Like I said, there's not much we can do about it, so...
Well, they don't last long.
Nah.
They come out, do whatever they're going to do, and die.
Yeah.
Feed the birds, and the snakes.
Yeah. I hope the folks in Baltimore don't remember what happened on this date in 1984. Think snow. Think buses, many buses, leaving Baltimore Memorial Stadium. Yep, on this date in 1984, the NFL's Colts leave the city of Baltimore in the early hours of the morning and relocate to Indianapolis. Ugh. That's like Cleveland now. Now it's Baltimore Ravens, and I still say when the Ravens won it in 2000, they won the Super Bowl, that was Bill Belichick's team when he was in Cleveland, but nobody gives him credit. Guess he had to win 6 Super Bowls to get credit. All right? And on this date in 1973, I thought this was a good idea, Lola. Orange baseballs are used in an exhibition game by the crazy owner of the Oakland A's, Charlie Finley. The A's suffered an 11-5 exhibition loss to Cleveland. George Hendrick, who didn't refuse to talk to reporters, that's why we called him Quiet George, he played for the Indians. In that game, he hit 3 home runs. You like the ideas of colored baseball? I thought it was cool, orange baseballs. No?
That's what you do with little kids playing t-ball so they can see it coming.
Huh.
No.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of home runs then. Then they'd have to change the mound or do something like they did in 1968. There was only one player that hit over 300 in 1968, my man Yaz, Carl Yastrzemski. And Bob Gibson had like 7 or 8 complete games, only gave up like 1 run each. So what did they do? They changed the mound a little bit, all right? But think about that. One player in the American League batted over 300, Carl Yastrzemski. Ugh. That's what it's like to look back. Sometimes I like to look back, sometimes I don't. I'm going to look ahead and tell you, can the Penguins make it to second place tonight? Well, if they beat the Islanders, they'll be tied with the Islanders for second place. Pittsburgh's on a roll. In their last 10 games, they are 7-2-1. Sid Crosby, his name's come up again for most valuable player. He's leading the way for the Pens with 14 goals, 25 assists. And in case you missed it Sunday, Gonzaga, Michigan, USC with easy wins. A tough one, played Sunday in overtime. The Legend picked UCLA, an 11 seed, to beat number 2 seed Alabama, 88-78. Pirates, they're 13-13 after they beat Biff's Baltimore Orioles again, and they play the Twins this afternoon. Come home Thursday. Well, not home. They're going to Chicago for the regular season opener against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Man, it's going to be windy in that place. All right, hopefully, the Pirates can at least get off to a good start. I know, you'll hear it again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, but if the Pirates get off to a good start, maybe they can put butts in seats at PNC Park, okay? I just want to see them be a competitive team. Okay, mamas and the papas are telling me to get off the air. We'll be back right after this.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1 W251CY, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7 W249DU, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. The first witness has taken the stand in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer charged in the death of George Floyd. During opening statements, attorney Jerry Blackwell said Chauvin was pinning down Floyd for more than 9 minutes and didn't let go when paramedics arrived.
He has to check him for a pulse, you'll see, with Mr. Chauvin continuing to remain on his body at the same time. Doesn't get up even when the paramedic comes to check for a pulse and doesn't find one. Mr. Chauvin doesn't get up.
The defense argues that Chauvin's actions didn't cause Floyd's death since Floyd was believed to be under the influence. Legal analyst Terry Austin with a look at the 14-member jury.
It is very diverse. We have 9 women, 5 men, and 4 of the individuals identify as black. 2 of them identify as mixed race. And actually that is far more diverse than we have in Hennepin County and far more diverse than we have in actually the entire state.
At a virtual briefing of the White House Coronavirus Task Force, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky expressing concern as coronavirus cases rebound in the U.S., appealing to Americans not to let the virus surge in this critical time.
I so badly want to be done. I know you all so badly want to be done. We are just almost there, but not quite yet. And so I'm asking you to just hold on a little longer, to get vaccinated when you can, so that all of those people that we all love will still be here when this pandemic ends.
That colossal cargo ship blocking the Suez Canal and global trade set free
Salvage teams say they dislodged the Ever Given after 5 days of removing sand and mud and wrangling its bow from the bank. Tugboats now hauling the vessel through to the Great Bitter Lake for inspection.
ABC's Jordana Miller in Jerusalem. It's unclear when shipping will return to normal, but nearly 400 cargo ships are waiting to cross through the canal. You're listening to ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter.com/work.
England begins slowly easing its COVID lockdown restrictions. Starting today, people are allowed to meet outside in groups of 6. A major vote of confidence for Boeing 737 MAX jet.
After accidents involving Lion Air and Ethiopian Airlines killed 346 people, aviation authorities around the world ordered the 737 MAX out of the sky. As investigators searched for the causes of the crashes, Boeing accumulated a stockpile of 400 of that plane. Now Southwest Airlines has announced 100 firm orders for the MAX, with the first headed into the paint bay in 2022 to receive the Southwest colors. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
After co-hosting for more than a decade, Sharon Osbourne is leaving the talk. Her exit comes after an on-air confrontation with her co-hosts leading to accusations of racism. ABC's Eva Pilgrim.
Several of her former co-hosts coming forward saying she had a history of using slurs and derogatory terms, which she has denied. Show going on hiatus. CBS launching an internal investigation this weekend, announcing it concluded that Sharon's behavior toward her co-hosts during the episode did not align with our values for a respectful workplace.
During one broadcast, Osbourne defended Piers Morgan, who quit his own TV show after coming under fire for saying he didn't believe Meghan Markle during her interview with Oprah Winfrey. This is ABC News.
On our first date, we had masks on and kept 6 feet apart. Now, we're a lot closer.
Just like Cliff and Deb, thousands of singles over 50 found their perfect match on Silver Singles last year.
I feel like I'm 20 years old again, and I'm pretty sure she feels the same way.
Rediscover the magic of dating with Silver Singles, the exclusive community for singles over 50. Sign up today and receive daily matches you won't want to miss at silversingles.com/radio. silversingles.com/radio.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
This is ONN.
Ohioans between the ages of 16 and 39 are eligible for the first time today to receive a coronavirus vaccine, but those under 18 have some special considerations to keep in mind. Tino Ramos from affiliate station WBNS-TV in Columbus reports.
Those 16 and 17 years old can only receive the Pfizer vaccine, and they must have a parent's consent. And for the younger crowd, well, the parents seeking vaccination sites to meet their needs, there are options, including the Ohio Department of Health's Get the Shot portal. Parents there can search for locations to get certain vaccines. And according to health officials, they say keep trying until you get that appointment.
And Ohio's Asian American community spoke out over the weekend against comments by Lieutenant Governor John Husted that they say encouraged hate against Asian Americans. Karina Nova has more.
This controversy started when Husted shared an article citing unverified statements that COVID-19 leaked from a Chinese lab. In the tweet, Husted wrote, "So it appears it was the Wuhan virus after all." After heavy criticism of being insensitive, the lieutenant governor responded with this, saying, "To be clear, the tweet above referred only to the Chinese government." We asked Governor Mike DeWine his thoughts on this. His office told us on Sunday the lieutenant governor's response and series of tweets speak for themselves.
Karina Nova, ONN News.
And I'm Daniel Barnett on the Ohio News Network.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-362-2000, 362-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. I'm a private real estate investor who can solve your real estate problems fast for cash. Do you want to sell and just be done with it? Okay, great. I buy vacant properties, boarded up houses, pre-foreclosures, and inherited properties. I also buy apartment buildings, rental portfolios, divorce homes. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. I look forward to solving your real estate problems today. Give me a call for an all-cash offer at 614-362-2000, 614-362-2000.
304-214-1600. Call the Watchdog with your thoughts. We'll be right back to Local Talk. For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker Darnell Foster with a look at your local weather forecast for your Monday. Clouds breaking for sunshine through the afternoon, breezy, a high near 56. Overnight low of 40 degrees under mainly clear skies. You'll see mostly sunny skies for your Tuesday with highs in the low 70s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, The Watchdog.
It is the evening of the day. I sit and watch the children play. Smiling faces I can see, but not for me. I sit and watch as days go by.
Probably Steeler fans are watching as tears go by, as players come and go and come, you know what I mean? But one guy decided, I don't want to play in Jacksonville. I want to go back to Pittsburgh because I like the Steeler organization. Well, compared to Jacksonville's organization, yeah, I'd rather be a Steeler too. And the Steelers are in the news, so when they're in the news, I bring in a guy I like to abuse, especially since his son is a Yankee fan. And is he ready for the start of the season Thursday? Ray, get a pulse.
Yes, he cannot wait, Bill. He's looking forward to it.
All right. Well, you know, I can't wait for baseball either. I know the Yankees will be competitive. I just hope the Pirates are competitive. And I know the Wild Things will be competitive, so I expect to see you and your son or your family at a Wild Things game. How's that sound?
We will be there more than once. I can guarantee you that.
And we'll take care of you. Hey, listen, the 17th game schedule for the Steelers, you want to announce it or you want me to announce it?
Well, I think we've talked about it before, but they are going to be playing the Seattle Seahawks, it looks like. So not a bad extra game if you're a Steelers fan. You get to see Russell Wilson come into Heinz Field once again. We saw that a couple years ago. That was a very good game, and I think looking like two good teams again this year. So I think fans will be happy to hear that when that becomes official.
And that's an extra day that I can work, being that's his home game. Yeah, that's good.
There you go.
Steak and potatoes day, huh? Yeah. And, of course, the head coach, Mr. Carroll, he invented the game, didn't he? Not a big fan.
He likes to think so. He likes to think so.
Okay, all right. I still see the Seahawks on what, the 1 foot line against the New England Patriots, and he throws the ball. Well, he didn't throw it, but boy, I'll never forget that play.
And then he fired his offensive coordinator after that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Talk about a guy taking a fall there. That guy surely did.
Yes, he did, and that's unfortunate, but that's the way it happens when you're not the big boss. Okay, I hope I got it right. Alulu? Did I say that right? Alulu?
Tyson Alulu.
Alulu, yeah. I bet he's a Lulu. No, he's actually a good guy. Now, what's the story with Jacksonville? If he was signed by Jacksonville, he didn't sign the contract? Or they didn't get it in time and he decided, I want to go back to Pittsburgh for less money? Would you explain that to me? Because I'm totally confused.
Yeah, Bill, it's an interesting story. You hear about this happening maybe once a year, once every few years, but he agreed to terms with the Jaguars 13 days ago. He could not go to Jacksonville to actually sign the contract and to take a physical because he had COVID. And, during that time, of course, he had to stay in Pittsburgh, and his former teammates, or actually his current teammates, guys like Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, they were constantly on him, hey, why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? And, for Tyson, he really likes it here. His family's here. They've been here for 5 years now, I think. He's got a kid who's going to be a freshman football player at North Allegheny next year. So
that's North Allegheny University, right?
That's correct.
You ever been on that campus?
I have been. Yeah, it's like a college campus.
Yeah, they got a big TV station, some little radio stations that the kids operate. Yeah, it's a university.
Yeah.
It's a university. And their AD, you and I both know him. I know him real well because he used to be manager of the Wild Things. He's the highest paid AD west of Harrisburg. Big time, six figures. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. And guys down here know of him, so they don't make as much money down here as he does up there, but that's another commentary. But Alulu, I've heard the stories that he really liked the Pittsburgh organization, and I'm saying, well, if he had a contract, why? Well, now I know. He could never go down and sign his name. Yeah, okay.
The one good thing about COVID, I guess, right? If you're a Steelers fan, that's one good thing after a year of COVID.
Okay, one of our colleagues, he's a Hall of Famer. They don't have a bust of reporters in Canton, but they got plaques there. One of our colleagues, I won't mention the name, Ed Bouchette, he was on a talk show or something saying, that my Army Ranger, good guy, had him at the ballpark, he had a great time, never left. He made sure he signed every autograph, which is something a lot of guys don't do because they look at their watch, I got to get out of here. But Mr. Villanueva, all right, his house is for sale. And I guess some Steelers have been calling and say, hey, wait a minute, how's that story going? Could they convince him to stay because nobody else wants him?
Bill, I would be surprised. Here's where I am with the tackles. They re-signed Zach Banner. He's on a 2-year deal. He presumably is your right tackle. We also have Chuks Okorafor, who's in the final year of his rookie contract. The assumption was he'd bump over to play left tackle. And then, in addition to those two guys, they signed this Joe Haig from Tampa Bay. He's a backup, but he's a backup guard and a backup tackle. So if you bring Villanueva back, you're at 4 tackles already. You're only going to keep 9 linemen, and then are you going to draft a tackle as well? I guess if they bring Al back, maybe they would box themselves into a corner, and they wouldn't take a tackle in the draft. But I don't know. I still think it's a long shot, Bill. But obviously Ed has his information that there might be, the door might be left open there, but I just don't see how the numbers work a tackle for the Steelers.
Yeah, nobody seems to want him outside of, I don't know if Pittsburgh wants him, but what about James Conner? I don't think he's received a phone call, unless it was from you.
Yeah, he's having a hard time of it, and listen, he'll find a job eventually, even if he has to sit out this spring. A lot of guys do this, Bill. You wait till training camp starts, preseason games start, guys get injured, and then, hey, maybe your value goes back up a little bit. We'll have to see how it plays out for James. But, the first wave of free agency has not been kind to him.
I thought a guy with the first name James would maybe become a Steeler, but I thought he was going to Tampa Bay, but he's going to re-sign with the Patriots. It's funny, all these players, all of a sudden, the new guys coming in and a couple of the old guys are returning, they like Coach Belichick. And yet you hear some of them saying he's a tough guy to work for, it's a tough team, but yet they can't wait to play for him. And that James White is coming back to New England, which surprised me because I thought he'd want to go with his buddy, number 12, Tom Brady and win a championship ring.
Yeah, I guess money talks, though. Hey, they're not paying James White a lot of money. I think it's less than $3 million a year. But the Patriots are actually doling out some money for free agents this year. They signed the two big tight ends, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. So, I don't think Bill liked losing very much, and I think he's trying to make a statement here this spring that they want to get back on the winning track.
And he wants to win without Tom Brady, so he can tell people, see, I'm not a bad coach after all, am I? No, he's a very smart guy, to be honest with you. And I knew when they had all this money that it was like, you ever see that show where you have 5 minutes with your cart and you go around the supermarket, get all the food you can get?
Yeah.
Where would you head if you won a prize like that? You got 10 minutes to shop at Giant Eagle or Kroger. What would be the first department you head for?
I'd go for the meat, and then I'd try to sell it on the open market.
Oh, right. I was going to do the same thing, yeah. I always liked that show. They always head for the meat, I would head for the seafood, You can get a lot of money. You can probably get more money out of a lobster than a Delmonico, right?
No, that's true. Get some lobster. Get some get some filet mignon. Get some prime rib. Yeah.
How about baked cicadas? I'm thinking about I'm going to go buy some nets from Cabela's and capture a lot of cicadas, bake them and pour chocolate over them. See what I can get on the market. You want to buy a pound of cicadas from DeFabio?
No, I always say I'll try anything once. So why not?
I'll let you be a cicada taster. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. I'm surprised that a lot of these guys not getting phone calls, but I'm not surprised because money, believe it or not, is tight. Although, what was the new contract that was coming out with ESPN? Was it $90 billion or something over 10 years? What was it? It was up there.
The one for ESPN and ABC?
Yes. What's the numbers?
Yeah, I don't know the one, individually, but CBS, ABC, NBC retained that they are all in the billions. So when you add them all up, you're probably right. They are hundreds of millions of dollars a piece to get those broadcast rights. It is not cheap to broadcast NFL games, that's for sure. And
that's why the Rooney family is smiling. I'll say it again. You might be a Bengals fan and wondering, when are we going to get new management? Well, you're not. The Browns aren't going to sell the Bengals because they make a lot of money. They could go 1-16 next year. And they're not going to sell because they make money, merchandising and TV rights. All right, I know you have a Zoom thing going on. I don't know anything about Zoom or Boom or whatever, but, I know you needed to be off the air, and when there's news, we'll be calling you, okay?
All right, sounds good, Bill. I'll talk to you later in the week.
And check on my Army Ranger. I'd like to see him come back.
I will. I'll do that.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, see you, Bill.
All right. Yeah, Alulu. Tyson Alulu. I can practice it 10 times and still screw it up. Russell Wilson coming back to play the Steelers in the 17th game. Lola, do you know what the Lions are doing for their 17th game?
No, I haven't even checked.
Let's take a break. I'll work on it, okay? Yeah. I'll do that for you. I always take care of Lola. Lola takes care of Bill. That's why we get along for 2 hours. We'll be right back.
Hello, it's Howard Monroe. Coming up tomorrow on the Watchdog Morning Show, we'll be talking about COVID and coal and continuing coverage of the legislature in West Virginia, including the latest on the tax reform bills. Our D.C. reporter, Tom Squitieri, is in to bring us up to speed on all that's happening in the nation's capital. And we'll talk about delivery services for food, and are they helping small restaurants or have they become a burden? Lots more coming up tomorrow and every weekday. We begin at 7 o'clock right here.
Oh, there's something so real about living local. And I know without a doubt I'm not alone. And I'm loving living local. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Say I'm loving living local. WTRF is working for me. The Ohio Valley is where I love to be.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube voted Best Wings USA.
The timeless sounds of polka live here. Join us 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays for the Polka Showcase with Rich Biella. Sunday mornings never sounded so good.
I have just closed my eyes again. Climbed aboard the dream with a chain. Try to take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind.
All right, Lola, you know how much I hate cell phones, but it does come in handy if you work in our business. According to the Detroit Free Press, are you ready?
Yeah.
Hopefully this game's not in November or December. Your Lions for that 17th game will visit Denver.
Okay.
Boy, look at their away schedule. They got a lot of games outdoors. Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota. Of course, they're going to play them at home. They go to L.A. That's going to be warm out there. Seattle, that's a long trip. Atlanta could be cold there. Oh, that's indoors. Then they play at Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Their home schedule, Packers, Bears, Minnesota at home, San Francisco, Arizona, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. I think they can be better than 5-11, which they were last year. What do you think?
I hope so.
You know? You never know. You never know in sports, just like March Madness. A lot of these teams, what are they doing there? Why is Syracuse there? You know? What the hell is USC and UCLA doing in it? Well, that's why they call it March Madness. And March Madness continues tonight. I might be rooting for the 12th seed Oregon State over number 2 Houston, although Houston's awfully good. And who's number 3 here? Baylor. Who's Baylor playing, Lola? Didn't I mention earlier? Bill. That was a long time ago. Here we go. Arkansas. Yeah, we don't want the Hogs to win, do we? Maybe we do. So that would set up, okay, but tomorrow's is a big one, UCLA number 11 against number 1 Michigan. I'm not going to say I'm rooting for UCLA because Lola wanted to meet me in the parking lot after 2. I'm rooting for Michigan, you know. UCLA, that's Pac-12. People on the West Coast don't care about anybody in the Midwest or the East, okay? I worked for Gonzaga. And they're playing a Pac-12 team that I didn't think was going to do well, USC. That's tomorrow. But tonight, Oregon State and Houston, Arkansas and Baylor. And yes, at 7 o'clock, I'll get the old switcheroo out and watch Baylor number 2 against number 1 UConn. 2 of the best women's basketball team in the country. All right, that's at 7 o'clock. What just clicked here? Detroit at New York Yankees. Why would they send me that? I have no idea. No idea. But the 17th game, I don't know. Lola, don't you think that's maybe one too many on the players?
Yes, I have thought that.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. And I remember when the teams played 12, 14, now they're playing 16. Of course, now they're playing 17. You know, I know people say, well, don't they get paid a lot of money? Yeah, but their bodies take a beating. Their bodies take a beating. Did you see the shirt that the one Michigan player was wearing? We want paid.
No, I didn't see it.
I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with him.
I don't watch any of the pregame stuff or any of that. And the Wings were on, so I was flipping it between the Wings and Michigan. And, you know, I usually only watch the last 5 minutes of a basketball game because that takes another half hour.
Oh, the breaks. I like it when Jim Nance or somebody, my buddy Kevin, you know, it's just like, oh my goodness. Let's take a 30-second break. It's about 5 minutes, you know. I'm really getting tired of State Farm commercials, too. And liberty, liberty, liberty. Oh, whatever. We know that pays the rent. That's why we can watch it. So, Lola, you have the final vote. It's a tie between 200 ADs, 100 each. The vote's up to you. Do we pay the college athletes? You're the tiebreaker. You're Pelosi. Come on.
That's such a complicated. I'd like to see them get paid because of the way the schools are making so much money off their names and their faces and stuff. But on the other hand, if you pay your big sports, basketball, football, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
then you have to pay, by rights, you have to pay the rifle team and,
The lacrosse team, the soccer team, yeah, the swimming team, yeah. It's a good point. It's a good point.
I don't know. That's, on one hand, I said, yeah, they should. But on the other hand, when you look at it financially, it doesn't make a lot of sense. What they should be able to do is, if there's an opportunity to make some money on the side, then they should be allowed to make some money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe autograph sessions or something. I don't know. I have no idea. And if you do pay all the athletes, wouldn't tuition go up for the regular students in school?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. That's
See,
one.
that's all part of those questions that are
Yeah.
really hard to answer.
The Reverend's going to be here. He's going to say a prayer for me because I need it. So let's look at the calendar. 1976 on this date, the Oscar goes to one of my favorites. I loved it when Jack Nicholson was in with the nurses and all that, and they wouldn't allow him to watch the World Series or something. Blank screen, he does a play-by-play. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One of your favorites, Lola?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, it's not.
Okay, Lee Grant got supporting actress for Shampoo. Was that a comedy?
Yeah.
Okay. One Flew Over the... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, they got 5. There's Keith Carradine got one for music, I'm Easy, from the movie Nashville, which I liked. And I didn't realize Michael Douglas was a producer for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. All right? Let's see. Attorney Johnny Cochran Jr. died on this date in 2005. We all know him, that he was a big part of the O.J. Simpson defense team, that sensational murder trial. What was his famous line, Lola?
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah, okay. He was 67, passed away in a brain tumor. There we go. I'm bringing up the name Cy Young because they named the award after him. The only reason I'm bringing it up, he's been dead for a long time. He died in 1955, born on this date in 1867. Listen to the teams he played for. A lot of cities had 2 teams. He played for the Cleveland Spiders. He played for the Cleveland Naps. He played for the Boston Red Sox and the Boston Rustlers and the Boston Somersets and the Boston Pilgrims. By the way, with the Pilgrims, they won a World Series in 1903. I think I have Howard Monroe's interview that he did back then with Cy Young. I have to look at that, see what Howard asked Cy Young back in 1903. All right, Earl Campbell, I mentioned many times, one of the saddest people I've seen during Super Bowl week is Earl Campbell, one of the toughest running backs ever. He took a beating. He wasn't as smart as Franco Harris. Franco would see guys coming after him, he'd run out of bounds. That saved his body. Campbell, he wanted to go head on, and he's suffering for it. 5 Pro Bowls, never could beat the Steelers, in big games like 2 AFC Championship games, born on this date in 1955. He's 56 years old, looks about 75. Interesting gentleman, though. And I think, Lola, how would I forget this? Denny McClain, one of your favorites, right? How old is Denny today? And he's still living. 7, 1. How old is he?
81.
77.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a pretty good guy. Played the piano, too. Cy Young Award winner. He was also with the Washington Senators, the Atlanta Braves, the Oakland Athletics. and Slash entertainer, I just mentioned, pretty good piano player. All right? And that was a pretty good 1-2 punch. McLean and who was the guy that ate all the donuts all the time?
Mickey Lolich.
Mickey Lolich, yeah. See, you can be a heavyweight and still win, 25 games. But Mickey Lolich loved, I think he had a donut shop too. I'd go there back then. I'd go there now. I love donuts. If they're sugar-free, gluten-free, and all that free stuff that makes me even puke because I can't eat a lot of donuts. All right, speaking of sweets, a sweet guy who cares about local events will be here. He's doing an interesting fundraiser, and when he calls, we always say, we have time for you, Reverend Cummings. He'll be here, okay? And you just stay tuned. We are the Watchdog.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. West Virginia towns, cities, and counties are going to be getting more sizable chunks of money from the federal government. That money part of the American Rescue Plan, aiming to help cover the losses and shortfalls from the pandemic. But that money in most cases also has very strict rules on how it can be spent. State Auditor J.B. McCuskey and his staff plan to set up workshops around the state to help with those rules.
We've actually created a new team of people that are working directly with Senator Manchin's folks to make sure that all of the changes in the law are updated to our decision makers at the city and county level at real time.
West Virginia will get about $1.25 billion, and municipal government's about $677 million. The mayor of Lewisburg says she thinks her Greenbrier County city has a lot to offer those who want to keep working remotely post-pandemic.
Lewisburg will get help with recruiting those remote workers through West Virginia University's new Brad and Alice Smith Outdoor Economic Development Collaborative. Brad Smith, an Intuit executive, is a Wayne County native. He and his wife donated $25 million to try to bring new workers to start into Lewisburg, Shepherdstown, and Morgantown. A great idea, says Lewisburg Mayor Beverly White.
I think West Virginia is very well positioned for remote workers to come.
The focus for this remote worker recruitment program is on the Mountain States outdoor offerings with a nod to innovation. I'm Shauna Johnson, WV, MetroNews.com.
And you're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Hundreds were vaccinated in a drive-through clinic in the parking lot of Toyota's Putnam County plant on Sunday. Toyota offering that one-day clinic to its employees in partnership with the state of West Virginia. Last week, Governor Jim Justice announced those partnerships with several large employers across the state. The workers and their families who wanted it got a dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, meaning they only needed one shot. It's the first Toyota plant in the world to offer such vaccinations. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on the Watchdog. I'm John Thayer. Billy Horschel held on to win the Texas Match Play event, the WGC Dell Technologies Match Play in Austin, Texas. He defeated Scotty Scheffler 2-1 in the championship. Earlier in the day, Horschel had defeated Victor Perez 3-2. Scotty Scheffler won up on Matt Kuchar. Matt Kuchar defeated Victor Perez in the third place consolation match 2-1. The PGA Tour will stay in Texas this week for the Valero Texas Open. After 2.5 inches of rain fell across Thunder Valley, NASCAR made the decision yesterday to postpone the race on Bristol's dirt track to today. Download the Score app today, lightning fast sports alerts, so you never miss a thing. It's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. I'm John Thayer with the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on the Watchdog.
Guys, we need to clear a path here.
Indeed knows unexpected employee turnover can stall your business.
By tonight, John.
Like at Chris's Logistics Company, to avoid things grinding to a halt, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
What do you get when you talk to a Dell Technologies advisor? You get someone who understands there's an art to listening.
Sure.
Who's able to hear more than what's being said and can provide tailored small business solutions that make you feel truly heard.
I understand. Let's get started.
For advice on everything from laptops to the cloud and solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Want to buy your own home but think you can't afford it? What if you got down payment assistance or a discounted interest rate just for being a recent college grad, teacher, nurse, or veteran? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency offers this and more, and our programs are always available for eligible Ohioans. Big city, small town, and everywhere in between. Find out if you qualify at myohiohome.org. That's myohiohome.org. Home ownership. Ready when you are.
For all of your IT needs, visit omniperforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
What is Real Big Talk? Well, it's an honest conversation that you can be a part of no matter which way you lean. I'm Big Rick, your host of Real Big Talk, and I invite you to join me, Lola, and the rest of this community to discuss our world and the events that unfold daily. Be a part of the conversation at 304-214-1600. Real Big Talk, weekdays 2 to 5 on the Watchdog.
A little bit of foot loose. We can loosen up now because in the station we have the good Reverend. You say a prayer for me already?
I'm praying for you right now. You want to pray for you on the air?
No, that's okay.
Okay, all right. But I'm praying for you in my heart right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was praying as you were coming on. I actually was praying. I was just doing a silent prayer.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were so quiet.
Yes, I was about.
I wanted you to dance so I could say your foot loosened.
I'm gonna move my arms. I'm moving my arms.
When you were younger, could you do what, the frug?
You know what?
The twist?
I think when I was younger, it was the bump and the boogaloo. And,
The swim? Remember the swim?
I do remember the swim. You know, I'm not saying I was good at any of those things.
You could twist, I bet. Oh, come on. You like Chubby Checker.
I definitely, but I think Chubby Checker's a little bit before me. But
whoa, wait a minute. Come on.
But that's a little bit before me. But I know.
Are you older than me?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I'm 69.
Yeah, you are older than me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. But we still
age
get along.
is nothing, right?
Hey, it's nothing. We were just looking at it today. I am a baby boomer. I'm the last of the baby boomers, and you're probably at the front of the baby boomers.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. So we're both baby boomers. Hey!
And nobody likes us. They want us to die.
I hope that's not true.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I think the government wants to get rid of senior citizens so they can save money on Medicare.
Are we senior citizens? Are we?
I am.
I think.
Are you?
I'm 69. Are you senior? I think you're still in it.
I'm a senior.
You're a senior?
Lola, I'm a senior citizen, right?
Yeah, the government lets you know you're a senior citizen at 65.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not 65.
They clue you in.
How old are you? Tell me.
I'm 61.
Wow.
Oh, well, you'll get your little notice, and it comes with a hefty little
I was 50-something, and I got my AARP card.
Yes, I have got
55.
I got my AARP card. I do have that. Now, my wife, who is younger, she laughs at me.
I always thought that was your daughter.
Oh, Lord. But she was younger, but she definitely enjoys using my AARP card. So.
You know what? I don't know
especially
if you
for hotels and things. Just don't forget to tell them about your AARP card.
Well, you know, I don't have alligator arms, but I'm not cheap. Ask Lola. I make sure she's well fed.
Oh, good.
But if you had Denny's here, Your AARP card is good.
Okay.
Your AAA card is good.
Yes, I have that too.
And if you're a senior, you get another 10% off.
Oh, is that
so
right?
I can go in and have a $7.99 dinner and just have a couple dollars to pay for it.
Wow,
you know?
that's beautiful.
That's why I leave more money for tips.
Yes, yes.
Got to tip the waitresses.
No, you do.
That don't mean I'm cheap.
No.
Did she say something?
Yeah. They're having their own private conversation over here, aren't they?
Then at Denny's, I tried to give him my Giant Eagle Advantage card to see if I can get more money off. I did. And the girl said, we can't take that.
We don't use that.
Yeah. But hey, money in their pocket. Whatever I've saved, I give it to the waitresses.
No,
Because you know they
I
don't
try
make
to
much
do
money.
somewhat of the same, yeah.
All right, let's talk about something serious. On sometimes a show that's not so serious, you got a nice gig coming up, and it's the Easter basket giveaway?
Yes, sir. It's it's hard to believe, but
Didn't we just do this?
We just did Christmas.
Oh, okay.
That was in
we doing anything
December.
for my birthday in November if I'm still living?
We hope that you will be still living, and we'll be doing Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Thanksgiving. But,
all right.
But right now we're doing Easter, and thank you for your help with Christmas, and we were able to help in between 800 and 1,000 people.
Wow, that's
we
so
helped
good.
over 300 families, and we appreciate it. Now, I don't know what's going to be for Easter. Somebody asked me, do I think the need is greater or less? And the truth is, I don't know. I know that some people just got a stimulus check, so they might not be in as much need as they were before. But I'm sure that...
That's why the liquor stores will be busy. And the lottery. You know, everybody wants to win the lottery.
Yeah, I heard Best Buy is doing good too. But, but nonetheless, we're prepared to help as many as we can. We're still not allowed in the building right now. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that. We're not encouraged to be in the building.
Well, drive-through is good.
So we're going to do a drive-through. But the thing about the drive-through is it takes a lot more volunteers because normally the pandemic, somebody would come through and pick out what they want. And so we were just standing there just refilling, which is easier to do.
Well, the baskets, all you got to do is hand it to them, right?
No, they pick out, and pre-pandemic, they picked out whether they wanted green beans or whether they wanted corn, whether they wanted the oranges, whether they wanted apples. Some people said, I don't like green beans, I don't like oranges, and so
beggars can't be choosy.
So if they said they didn't want it, that's okay, rather than give them something they don't want. And that way we can give it to somebody else who does want it. And then they were allowed to come in and they were able to try on clothes, or not take their clothes off, but, try on a coat and shoes and things of that nature. But since the pandemic, we're not allowed to have people inside, so we can't do as much as we used to do for them. So we're hoping with the vaccine and everything that we're hoping that by August, when we have our Adopt a Student program, that we can go back to doing some of the things that we normally do. But for Easter, we're mainly doing the food. We're giving away hams. We have a truckload of hams that are coming in. We'll be giving away other meats as well. And then we'll be giving things, hopefully, to make a very nice Easter meal to feed a family of 4 or more. We are asking that it be 1 box per vehicle until we take care of all of the vehicles. And then if somebody has a second family that they need help with, then they can come back and get that. But we want to make sure everybody gets something before several people get 3 or 4 boxes and somebody ends up with nothing.
Wow, let's see. I got 3 sons, myself, and a neighbor. I got 6 cars, so we're going to line up.
Hey, you know what? We do not ask for...
No, I'm only joking. Lola says he'll do it, but I won't do that.
But we don't ask for income verification. We don't ask for residency. We don't ask you to prove that you're in need. All we ask, we ask you, do you need a box? And if they say yes, we give it to them, and that's really it. So is it possible to abuse us? It definitely is, but we feel like that's between them and God.
Yeah, that's true. You still got to look in the mirror, right?
Everybody got to look in the mirror.
Well, if I come down, I'll bring one of my older cars. I mean, I'll look funny getting a box driving a Mercedes, right?
Hey, I have had Mercedes come through.
Yeah?
Cadillacs, Lincolns,
How about Rolls Royces?
I have not had a Rolls Royce, but But you know, I'm going to tell you something serious about it. Just because somebody drives a nice car does not mean they have money to buy food.
That's true. They probably don't have a house to live in, but they got a nice caddy.
You
right?
know, and sadly, I have heard of people living in nice cars.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we're trying to impress people we don't even like. But nonetheless, and then it could have been prior when they were having good days and good income that they bought a nice car. It may be paid for, may not, and you don't know it's their car. They could be borrowing somebody's car.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
Also, we just feel like we just don't judge. If you say you need it, we'll give it.
Well, I have here, Lola sent me a message. I got to share it with you. She wants to know if you're going to have any spam.
You know, I don't know about spam, but I know we have Roman
noodles.
We have Roman noodles.
I like the shrimp kind.
I don't know if I saw shrimp, but
there's also what, treat? Remember treat?
I don't know personally.
They still sell treat, Lola?
I don't know, because I only buy Spam.
Okay, all right.
Spam
I don't.
is just ham.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
She'll take ham and spam.
Yeah, we'll have the ham for sure.
And she likes mac and cheese.
And we do. I know we have boxes of macaroni and cheese.
And she likes Bud Light.
We don't do Bud Light.
Okay, well, she won't be there. Hey, we got to take a break. We'll continue this great conversation for a great person who cares about other people. Not as great, not as fortunate, but he's a good community guy. Reverend Cummings is here, and we're happy to have him on the Variety Show. Let's take that break.
What is Real Big Talk? Well, it's an honest conversation that you can be a part of no matter which way you lean. I'm Big Rick, your host of Real Big Talk, and I invite you to join me, Lola, and the rest of this community to discuss our world and the events that unfold daily. Be a part of the conversation at 304-214-1600. Real Big Talk, weekdays 2 to 5 on the Watchdog.
CA House Music has all the gear to make your music legendary. With all the best gear, including Fender, Epiphone, Yamaha, and more, CA House will have you rocking in no time. Get the most for your money with everyday low prices. And we meet or beat internet pricing. Play before you buy and let our product specialists help you pick out the instrument that's right for you. CA House Music, supporting local musicians since 1872. Play music for life.
Coleraine. The Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Coleraine trusts the Watchdog.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Settle down.
Hope to get this guy on the air, Bobby Rydell. He's still scheduled to work doing a show at Doo-Wop. It's been a couple years ago since he was scheduled to do it. Hopefully he'll live long enough to be there. Anyhow, I talked to his agent and I said, you know, we have to dedicate a song to my girl, my producer, my teammate. And he said, is she a wild one? I said, what a perfect song. That was his #1 record. She was wild at one time. Now she calmed down a little bit.
I was.
Yeah.
I will fully admit to that.
Yeah. She was, believe me. We can't tell stories on the air because people wouldn't believe it. That Lola did that?
People believe it, but we simply can't do it. It's that simple.
She was everything but a biker girl, you know?
Oh, no, I was.
You were a biker girl? Okay.
Yeah, I had a 750 cow that couldn't be touched.
Were you in that movie in '69? What was it called?
No.
Something Angels or whatever?
No.
Okay.
I was not a house angel or anything.
Well, I didn't know, you know.
I'm just saying, I had motorcycle.
Yeah, okay. Can you see her on a motorcycle, Reverend?
Yes, I can see Lola on a
You can?
motorcycle. Yes, I can see her on a motorcycle now.
Yeah.
You know, is there a motorcycle out there now? Or?
I don't think so.
Oh.
You know what, here's just, this is just silly, but I had, my bathing suit was color coordinated to the bike. So,
Go ahead, Lola.
I mean, you got to do something cool, right?
Hey. I can also see Lola in a Rolls Royce. So
I
You
could
can?
too. Easily,
I can see Lola
easily.
in whatever she wants to be. So.
Lola being Lola, right?
Lola being Lola. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Before we get back to the conversation of what's going to happen this Saturday, Penguins and Islanders tonight. Tomorrow, Oakland at Wheeling Central, that's basketball on WKKX and WVLY at 7:30. Tonight, the hockey game is just on WKKX at 7 o'clock, okay? And we'll give you the rest of the schedule like tomorrow. You don't want to hear Friday, Thursday, or whatever right now. Right now, you want to take down this number, 304-233-8899. For those of you that got, what is it, $1,400 for stimulus checks now, Lola?
Yeah.
Did you get yours?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you going to take me out to dinner?
It's gone. I had a gas bill that was just breaking my back.
Reverend, you know where it went? You know that truck sitting in the driveway? There's 40 cases of Bud Light back there. That's where the check went.
It is.
It says Lola's business, none of my business.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's none of my business either. I just thought I'd bring it up. But for those of you that received your check and you haven't spent it all, send a couple of dollars, to 304-233-8899. Why do we give the phone number? Because you can pay with a credit card, right?
You can.
Yeah, for those of you who don't want to get out and make a contribution, or if you put it in the mail, the Reverend may get it next month, okay? Because the mail's a little bit slow, and that's nothing to do with the post office, but whatever. But what other way can they do it?
Well,
can they give you money when they come up to the drive-through?
Oh, sure, anybody's welcome to. We're not.
Can they bring food too?
They can.
It's got to be canned goods.
But we need it to be sealed. We need to
Yes.
make sure that it's safe. It can't be something that's open. And we would prefer to get it sooner than later, so that we can make it part of everything else and we can get it checked out. But they can do whatever they want. And I'm the layaway king, so even if you don't get it to us before, I'm paying stuff on time all over. I mentioned earlier that you remember Wimpy from Popeye? Can I get a hamburger today? And I'll pay on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so that's Wimpy is my uncle. So
He is? I never knew that.
I'm just kidding.
What was all of
it? I'm just kidding. But
That's
I'm saying
okay.
I have picked up some of his tactics.
Yeah, that's okay. And you don't care what they drive through in?
I do not care what they drive through. It's not my judgment. And
Well, what if Mr. Nutting comes through in a yacht?
Hey,
Are you going to give him a box?
I personally like Mr. Nutting.
Well, I
If
do too. I like to make fun of him.
And if he comes through in a yacht and he requests a box, I will be glad to give him one.
Well, I'd like to be there to take a picture of that.
I doubt.
How
that
far are you
Mr.
from the
Nutting-
river?
Not that far.
Yeah, okay.
Especially the Dream Center, we can see the river from.
Yeah,
well, there's a building there, but we know where the water's at. It's
All
right. It's right there.
That's okay. So it doesn't matter what you're driving or what. How about somebody comes through on a bicycle?
You know what? We have had people come through with bicycles.
That's
and
okay.
We have given it to them, and we've had people come through with shopping carts. Whatever, as long as they need help. But if somebody wants to mail something, they could mail it to 330 Main Street, Wheeling, West Virginia 26003, or they could go to our website at BethlehemApostolicTemple.org, and there's a PayPal apparatus there that they could give. But most of all, the people I really want to talk to are the people who feel like, they're having a hard. We had one family come through, it may have been for Christmas, who said that they would not have starved if they didn't get this food basket that we gave. But they said that having the food basket made Christmas a special day. Yeah. And without the food baskets, Christmas would have just been another day.
Yeah.
And that touched my heart. I don't know what it does for anybody else. But she said they wouldn't have starved. It wasn't a matter of life and death, but it was a matter of celebrating versus just enduring.
Yeah.
And you know, we've gone through a lot this year. We need some celebration.
Yeah.
And I believe, and I'm not trying to turn preacher on you, but I believe that Easter is about resurrection. Spring is about resurrection. That's something that has been cold and dead for, you know, whatever period of time. Now, hopefully, we're coming to something new, and hopefully there's some new hope, new vision, new goals, and we call that Easter. And you know, Passover, whatever you want, whatever holiday you celebrate, we want to encourage you to look for brighter days.
Yeah. That's my favorite four-letter word, hope.
Yes.
And the worst four-letter word is, I can't use that one.
Okay, thank you.
Hell. How's that?
That's all right.
Almost
H-E
said
double
something.
toothpicks. H-E double toothpicks. There you go. But yes.
H-E double tooth. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Folks, don't, you know, if you're in need or whatever, make sure you're there, okay?
Right.
And somebody wants to lend a helping hand?
We can call that number, 304-233-8899. And of course, because we are in the pandemic, you have to, if you've had any fever, or if you're sick or any of those things, we would ask that you don't come. But we appreciate your willingness. And if you do come, then I understand that you still need to wear a mask. And we will do everything we can to make sure everybody gets treated right.
All right. Of course, you couldn't do a lot of this without the help of some local banks.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're very, our gold level, and this is like the third or fourth year, maybe more, and we want to thank Mr. Lucas and Main Street Bank for their help. When the food bank was no longer able to help us, he and the Main Street Bank stepped in, and they helped us to be able to go get the food from private grocery stores rather than the food bank, and we were able to keep it going. And so we're always indebted to Main Street Bank and Mr. Lucas. We're also indebted to Belmont Savings, who has helped us with various giveaways through the years, and to West Banco Bank, who has been a great help to us down through the years. And then there are a number of others. I apologize, I don't have a list in front of me, but we work with the Community Foundation and Chambers Foundation and even United Way. So thank you to all of you.
Yeah. Remember,
and to every individual.
Remember, Reverend, like the song says.
And to Big Bill and to this wonderful radio station.
It's like the song says, if you ever need anything, I will be around.
All right. And to Lola.
Spin
and to
that
everybody.
around.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you for taking care of
Thank you, Ohio Valley.
All right. That's it. You ready for Big Rick? If not, here he comes.
There's nowhere to go. Oh no, you made your choice. Now it's up to me.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. The trial of Derek Chauvin is expected to resume soon, and in fact, it has just resumed now. The former Minneapolis police officer charged in the death of George Floyd, the first